What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. Today, I'm going to be doing one of my tier makers. Today's NBA teams. Of course, I'm going to be going over the teams that I like, the teams that I hate, and the teams that I could quite see in the middle. Obviously, I'm a very neutral on a lot of things, but, here obviously are my teams that I really like and I really hate, and it's interesting. This could be some interesting choices, but obviously I'm not biased towards anything, and I like what I like, and that's that. So anyways, let's get to the action. So of course we got all 30 NBA teams. Hopefully there's enough room for all this, but you can see everything. But let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers. Of course, I look at them as a rival to the Bucks. Because of course I'm gonna already put the Bucks for favorite team. I think we drag these in here. Yep. So yeah, I already have Bucks as my favorite team. I think we just need to put them in here because of course I'm from Milwaukee. I gotta obviously root my team. Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously I see them as a rival. They've been great for years. Obviously revamped their franchise. But it's just I don't really hate many NBA teams. They're under my dislike column, but every time we play them, I'm always like, I want to be able to do good. I feel like it's a team we do own, really, as much as I say. If something happens in the playoffs or something, where we play Philly or something, and we lose to them, then that will change my mind, and they'll go under the hate column. But as of right now, of course, I got to put them there. Of course, we saw what happened in 2001, but Allen Iverson is Allen Iverson, so I'm not going to really say much. Washington Wizards, that's a team that I don't really have an opinion about. They're under the neutral column, only because they haven't really had much success. But you know what? They got some stuff. Atlanta Hawks, they're under the neutral column as well. Obviously, I really like a lot of the guys that they got on that team. Trae Young is definitely something special to watch. Kind of hoping Atlanta beats New York and they close it out, but that's that. Cleveland used to be teams that I hated because of LeBron. But honestly, they really kind of got off the hate and the dislike pattern because they're going to probably be ramping for a bunch of years now, and I don't really hate the team, but yeah, they're under because they're in our division. I'm going to actually put them in dislike. My mistake. And then the same thing with the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, I dislike them because they're under division. Doesn't have anything to do with that, but obviously, I probably would have hated them even growing up with the bad blood. Bad people, whatever they like to call them, the bad boys of Detroit or whatever, Isaiah Thomas, all those people. Indiana Pacers, also another team in our division. I got to put them under the dislike category. Definitely got to do that. Next up, Toronto Raptors. That's a team I hate because, of course, they eliminated it in the playoffs twice that I've known. We saw what happened. We thought we were going to go to the finals, and Toronto showed that we weren't that good, and yeah, that's sad. But that's an unfortunate thing. But you know what? It's good at it is. You know what, Toronto? I don't think they're that good anymore. So that's just what I can say. Dallas Mavericks. That's always been in the neutral category. I was really happy when they beat Miami in the finals that one year. Dirk Nowitzki's a legend. Obviously, Luka Doncic will probably end up becoming the greatest Maverick of all time when his career is over. But I always root for Dallas. I want them to do good. That's always a team that I want to do good. Denver Nuggets. It's actually, I don't want to dislike them. I got to put them under neutral. I like it though. I really love Jokic. I love his game. It sucks. I put this team under the dislike category, but because we never beat them, but, I like watching them play, so they're not a team that I really entirely hate. Memphis Grizzlies, I feel the same way. I love Ja Morant. I love his game. I love everything, but, they don't really, they don't wow me, like teams that I'd really like to watch. Minnesota Timberwolves, obviously I'm going to put them under the dislike category. I don't really hate the Timberwolves. They haven't really been much of a franchise, and honestly, they haven't been really much a team that I've hated. I dislike them because obviously they're our non-conference rivals, but, that's the thing. San Antonio Spurs. I got to put them under my lack category. I've always liked watching the Spurs play, especially in the finals. I love Tim Duncan. I've always wanted the Spurs to be successful. I was happy they won the finals. I like Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, he left and beat us in the finals with Toronto. But you know what? I've always been I like Popovich. I've always wanted Popovich to coach the Bucks. Of course, we got his pupil instead, but it works out fine either way. Next up, Utah Jazz. They're also in the neutral category. Love Donovan Mitchell. I like what they're doing down there. Utah's got a definite great team. Next up, the Clippers. They're under the neutral category as well. I haven't had a problem with them, but I want them to do good. That's how I feel. Phoenix Suns. We never play good against them, so obviously they're going to go under the dislike category. But the future of the Bucks and the Suns are really going to be really competitive. Suns just keep getting us away, and I can't stand watching that anymore. Next up, Portland Trail Blazers. I actually love Damian Lillard. He's my second favorite player behind Giannis. I just love watching him. He is just so excellent. Everything he does. I want him to do so well for Portland. It's just they come up short because of the talent that's in the West. That's what keeps on happening, Next up, Sacramento Kings. That's another neutral. They don't really do much for me, but they're Sacramento. New York Knicks. I absolutely despise the Knicks. I hate Knicks fans. I hate Knicks people. I hate anything that has to do with New York sports because they're just a joke to society, okay? They are. I feel it sucks to watch them, but you know what? I just deal with it. So, you know what? I hate the Knicks. I'll be honest. Don't hate on me. Please do not hate on me. New Orleans Pelicans. Love Zion Williamson. But, they don't do much for me. They're not a team that really, scares me or anything. So, I obviously will take that. And then next up, you got the Charlotte Hornets. Another team that doesn't really do much for me. Obviously, I got a lot of teams that are neutral. I don't really hate a lot of these teams. Next up, Houston. They used to be in the teams I disliked, but obviously they kind of gone into neutral because of Harden leaving. So honestly, this is a team that I honestly don't really care about. Miami Heat's obviously always going to be a team I dislike. I've been a Dwayne Wade fan, but obviously I hated them. They were in my hate category after they eliminated, but since we swept them, I'm like, okay, I guess we can sit here and deal with that. Next up, Chicago Bulls. I actually love the Bulls. I love Michael Jordan. I love their franchise. I love watching Derrick Rose. And you know what? I've always kind of bandwagoned the Bulls whenever they're good because the Bucks used to suck. So, honestly, I've never had a problem with the Bulls. Plus, I do like Zach LaVine now, so I can give you that. Next up, Brooklyn Nets. They're going to be under the teams I hate because obviously we will play them in the next round. So that's going to be obviously an interesting thing. I hate teams that are right now that are always trying to build super teams. That's just how it is. OKC, they're always been under neutral, even when they had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. They've always been neutral. I always like watching them. I always wanted them to upset Golden State, but that's all. Golden State Warriors, I used to hate them, but to be honest, they really don't have an issue. I don't really have an issue with them. That's why they're still going to stick under the dislike. Only because, Steph Curry is just purely unbelievable. Can't not lie about that. Then the Boston Celtics are one of the teams I hate more than anything. They are the team that I hate even more than the Knicks. Okay? I hate Boston, what they've done to us in the 80s with Bird. And then, of course, we always play them in the playoffs, and it's just wild series, and, I always get scared of them. I don't care what they are. Boston scares me. Jason Tatum is like Kobe Bryant, in my opinion. They're scary. That's how I look at it. That's how I feel. Then you got the Los Angeles Lakers. I've always been a Kobe bandwagon my whole life. I still like watching the Lakers. I still want them to win. I actually was rooting for them in the finals only because I wanted LeBron and AD to win for Kobe's behalf. Now I really don't want them to, but things change. And then finally for the Orlando Magic, obviously they're neutral because they just still suck to this day. So anyways, that's my list. More videos will come out soon. Subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and see you next time. Take care.